Welcome back to Race Report, everyone. Today we're carrying on our Who Is series, looking at the new drivers and teams coming to F1 for the 2021 season. So far we've covered Alpine and Yuki Tsunoda. Links to those will be in the description if you want to check them out. But today I want to cover Mick Schumacher. So let's get stuck right in. I'm sure F1 fans and non-fans alike will know the name Schumacher, so we'll address that up front. Mick is the son of 7-time world champion and F1 legend Michael, and nephew of longtime F1 stalwart Ralph. You can only imagine the pressure he has been and will continue to be because of that lineage, but we're going to try and judge him fairly here. When Mick started in karting in 2011 at the age of 12, he did so under his mother's maiden name. This was undoubtedly a move by his parents to keep the pressure to a minimum on a young Mick. He started in the local championships, taking part in the ADAC Kartmaster Series in 2011 and 2012, and the Euro Winter Cup in both those years as well. It was in 2014 when Mick began entering the national and international karting championships, when he did so under the name Mick Jr. In that season, he finished second in the German Junior Kart Championship and the European and World Championships as well. It was at this time that the press started to take notice of the young German and figuring out who he actually was. Now that he'd been found out, so to speak, he started using the Schumacher name in 2015, and this corresponded with the move to ADAC Formula 4 with the Van Amersfoort team, before moving to Prema Power Team for the 2016 season. This would actually start a relationship with Prema that would last until his move into F1 this year. That year he also competed in the Italian Formula 4 Championship as well, placing second in both competitions. And after that showing, Prema would quickly moving into the Formula 3 European Championship for 2017 and 2018, where he finished 12th in the first season before winning the championship in his second. With that championship win, Prema decided to promote him once again for the 2019 season into Formula 2. It would also be at this time that he was announced to be part of the Ferrari Driver Academy, clearly wanting to follow in his father's footsteps. He once again had a tough rookie season, finishing 12th, just like in F3. But also, just like in F3, he would go on to win the championship in his second season and sits as the reigning F2 champion. So by that logic, can we assume that Schumacher will finish 12th in the Haas in the coming F1 season and then win the championship next year? One to think about for sure. One interesting thing about Schumacher's win last year, that he actually only won 2 races over the course of a 24 race season. But he won because he was a supremely consistent driver, picking up 10 podiums to go along with those 2 wins. This will stand him in great stead in F1, as we've often seen that it is not necessarily the fastest drivers that get results over the course of a season, but the ones that can keep that points tally moving. We've seen Schumacher take to the F1 circuit 3 times so far, once in 2019 at an in-season testing in Bahrain for Ferrari, and twice for Haas in 2020. At the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, he took part in the first practice, and then after the season was over, he took part in the young driver test at that same circuit. He was scheduled to take part in the first practice at the Eiffel Grand Prix for Alfa Romeo, however that session was cancelled due to bad weather. Schumacher is still a Ferrari contracted driver, but he has been loaned to Haas on a multi-year deal. Haas buy much of their parts and have a very close working relationship with Ferrari, and the loan of Schumacher appears to be another one of their collaborations. Many expect 2021 to be a tough first year for Schumacher. The Haas car last season was uncompetitive with 2 experienced drivers at the helm, and the regulations really haven't changed much to allow significant car development, so most analysts only see the Haas going down the field. This environment will provide Schumacher a relatively risk-free environment to develop and learn more about the inner workings of F1. However, there will be one significant point he'll be judged on, and that will be his teammate battle. Schumacher's teammate for the 2021 season will be Nikita Mazepin, a fellow rookie promoted from F2 after finishing 5th place in that championship. So, we already know that Schumacher could beat Mazepin over the course of a season, so the only real expectation of him for 2021 will be that he does so again, but now in F1. So, how do you think Schumacher will do this season? I won't ask you if he'll go on to beat Mazepin, as I think we all know the answer to that question already. But speaking of Mazepin, he is the final rookie for me to cover in this series. So I hope you've enjoyed these videos so far. Feel free to subscribe if you want the notification of when the Mazepin video goes live. And I hope to catch you then.